And thank you for having me today. It's been very interesting coming this morning and hearing what topics are of interest to you, what you're thinking about as a profession. And I'm here to bring you an update on what's happening with LiRN. We've had a lot of activities going on in the last year and a lot of plans for the coming years. So I wanted to talk to you about that. Just a quick overview of what I'll just talk to today, and I realize I only have a few minutes. But I'm going to first of all start talking about the board. And for those of you who know the board membership right now, it includes Fernando Garcia, Sarah McCubry, Augustine Krachenko, Ted Chatterton, Annette Demers, and Neil Guthrie. We've had a couple of changes this year with Ted and Annette joining us. We are, however, short a member currently, someone who in particular has some finance background. And then both Neil and Sarah will be leaving in June at the end of their terms. So we will be looking for replacements to them. So I'm looking at all of you as potential members to LiRN or have people in your community who would be an asset to the board and would like to be involved. So the call for nominations will be going out soon, so we hope that you will consider putting either your name forward or the name of someone else who could make a good contribution to the board. First of all, to start off, I hope that for those of you who heard about convocation last week, that our budget was approved for the 2025 years. So we're very excited about that and pleased about that. We did get an increase of 5% this year, and very pleased with the response of the board, of the LSO and the convocation to the work that we're doing. And Sid Trostier, who was chair of the Law Society's Audit and Finance Committee, made the comment to the convocation that LiRN is one of the most tangible initiatives toward access to justice in Ontario. So LiRN, when he's talking about that, he's talking about all of those county libraries that each of you work with and support. So we all do it together. So I think that that's a very positive statement to make, one that was accepted by convocation, and we're moving forward with some good initiatives this year. This is a probably very difficult slide to see, but really it's just already, even though we just had our budget approved this year, we're already starting to think for our budget in 2026. So beginning in January, you will start to hear from us in terms of getting the results from 2024, but started thinking about what your plans are and what the funding you're going to need for 2026. It's a fairly aggressive schedule, moving from January right to through the summer, and then, as you know, we have to report to the Law Society beginning in September in order to get on approval lists for them. So the next year is going to come pretty quickly, and you'll hear from us pretty soon. So what are we looking at for the next year? In the last year, we had two significant projects completed that took a look at how it is that we're working together and how it is that we're working with FOLA and the members of the legal community. And both reports, one was a key network processes project that took a look at how is it that we as LiRN and all the libraries can work together in different ways. So those processes that we have, the policies that we have, what do we need to do to improve and change? The second report really just focused on communication. How is it that we can better communicate with our stakeholders and with each other? So both reports, the processes report as well as the communications report, really provided some good, strong recommendations about how we can improve our information and the way we communicate with each other and amongst ourselves. So both of these reports are available on our website for you to take a look at. So as to start up in a response to the recommendations we've received, we're going to be developing a communication strategy. We realize that there are sometimes some communication gaps and that we need to better engage our stakeholders and all of you in knowing what's going on and being able to respond and think about where we go. We need to establish clear goals and objectives, set up our messaging priorities, who the target audiences are and when, and what are the preferred communication channels that people have. Coming up this year as well, we are moving into a new strategic plan, and we will be thinking about the next 5 years. So in order to create a plan that's going to work for all of us, the process is going to include a number of steps. We're going to get a user needs analysis. So get out there and talk to what it is that people need from LiRN and from our libraries, and why aren't people using us. We're going to think about what modern law libraries need to look at, both today and in the future. So we're going to have some work done and create a white paper on what law libraries are expected to look like and what we need to focus on for the future. And we're going to get to all of this by consulting with our shareholders like you, with associations directly, with library staff, and with other legal organizations such as the Law Foundation of Ontario. And the board is going to have a retreat to finalize the plan. We receive funding for the strategic plan process in our budget this year, so we have $50,000 to do that. The other recommendations are around marketing, and we really need to focus on and get the word out about all the great things that are happening in the courthouse libraries. And we have hired a marketing firm under the funding that we received from the Law Foundation of Ontario to help us define some marketing and get some ideas of how we can do it better. As a first step, we've already created a newsletter, which I hope that most of you are aware of and already subscribe to, and we're trying to make that as widely available as we can. It's going to include information about what LiRN is doing, but also what individual libraries are doing and what associations are doing. So it going to be very comprehensive, so we are looking for all of you to contribute to it. We're also going to be upping our social media game. We need to have more of a presence in social media in the places that the legal community is looking to use. For those of you who are interested in doing some marketing for your own associations, we also have arranged a special rate, and Teresa can help you get that and get that information on that, and you can just need to contact her. Also, as I mentioned, the newsletter, we're going to feature different courthouse libraries and want to focus on adding your CPD education events as well. The eLearn product has been underway since 2022, so we're looking at evaluating it. We know that the cost to access electronic resources continues to increase, and also the demand for remote access is increasing. So how do we do both within our available budget? We also know that AI products are flooding the market, and how is it that we can best make use of those, and what is it that the legal community and the associations need for that? And when I mentioned above that we're doing the strategic planning, the user needs survey should help us to get some information and help to evaluate the eLearn products. Over the last few years, LiRN has developed a lot of policies that are intended to clarify library services and management responsibilities. Most of the policies include a 2-year transitional period followed by a review. We are at the end of the 2-year transitional period and have found that 2 years isn't quite enough time to do what we need to do and to connect with all of you and make sure that we have the input and information that we need to consider these policies and finalizing the policies. So at the last board meeting last week, we moved the transition period to 3 years. So over the next year, we will be taking a hard look at all of the policies that we have developed, and we hope to, Teresa and myself, to meet with every association throughout the next year. It's probably going to take us a year to do that because there's a lot of you, but we hope to make direct contact with each of you to get your input and your thoughts about our policies, where changes are needed, and how we can make things work. So we're moving that all out an extra year to give everybody some time. So in the LiRN update that's coming in December, we're going to include a link so that you can set up a meeting to schedule, to talk to Teresa about these policies and how we're going to work together. As you all know, the Law Foundation gave us a significant amount of money to develop an innovation series of projects that will ensure equity of access to legal information across Ontario. We're very grateful for that support, and we've had a lot of projects come to the fore that have already been implemented successfully, and we've got a number of others that are in process, but we are looking for more projects. The money hasn't been spent, and we still have money to put toward innovation projects. So we will be accepting ideas anytime up till May 15th. We prefer that they were earlier so you can get the money spent by the end of June. We met yesterday with the library group in Toronto. A lot of good ideas came forward for more projects, so we're looking forward to hearing from everyone about that. So if you go to our website, you can already see the projects that are in place and that have been approved, and get an idea of what's possible. But we're not always just looking for the big project. There are small projects that you may want to do within your association that would support innovation, and we'd be very happy and pleased to hear about them. We have, under the Law Foundation funding, we have been enhancing the print collections across the network. And in the first year, there's been quite a bit of take-up on that. Not all the libraries have spent all of their money, but they have the grants there, and they're making changes to and adding to and upgrading the print collections. As part of this project, in year 2, we are going to be piloting the popular resource rainfinder.ca. And it's available remotely, so you don't have to go into the library to use it. And it's available to all lawyers and articling students in Ontario. And again, if you want to find more about this, go to our website. So we're very excited about that project. That's my update. I had just a little bit of time, so I hope that it covered everything that you were interested in. Teresa, apologies for not being here today. I hope that I've been a decent enough stand-in. And you will find more and more information up on our website. We'll be putting our board minutes up, which you haven't had in the past, making sure that all the consulting reports or plans that we have are going to be more and more available on the website. So we hope that you find that's useful. And we really would look forward to hearing back from you. If there's more that you want and more that you need, the board is really excited and very happy to work and support you. And so we look forward to doing that in the future.